I'm feeling something.
Welcome to the Fresh Mint Podcast, where we are closing the generation gap one conversation at a time. I am Kev Mintz, and my partner on mic number 2 is
Josh Mintz.
Thank you for tuning in. This is an entertaining old school, new school debate.
Again, we welcome you to the Lion's Den. This is episode
number 3.
Now, I'd like to start out with a little old school moment. We do this from time to time, and Josh will be hitting us with a new school moment at one time or another. But my old school moment of the night is the Mile Bell payphone that you used to see in front of the corner store, next to the bus stop, and upstairs at the train station. What you know about those payphones, Josh Mintz?
I heard of payphones. I may see one maybe once in a while in the neighborhood, but I'm not really sure of,
what that is.
What it is.
I have to take you to a museum to see the
Right.
payphones from the back in the day.
Right.
Okay, so that's our old school moment for the day. Had a feeling he didn't know too much about that.
No, I didn't know that much.
So what we want to do right now is we're going to go into a recap of the NBA Finals, Game 2. The Warriors rebounded from the Game 1 loss, and they came out much more aggressively. From the tip-off, on both ends of the floor, they was really working hard. And Draymond forced the jump ball in the first 10 seconds of the game on Al Horford.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of set the tone right away. Draymond was highly energized, and he was pushing the envelope to the edge of an injection. He repeatedly got into many scuffles with Grant Williams and Jaylen Brown. Really got into their heads. He got into their heads early. And I think at one point he had his legs and feet laying over top of Jaylen on the ground, and things got a little edgy at that point. It was really ramped up. So thought the refs would have gotten him there, but it might have been a little bit too quick to put him out of a game, especially after all of the history he has with an ejection back against Cleveland. So let's see. Draymond, like I said, he set a tone and he made things happen for the Warriors and turned the Celtics into warriors. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Golden State definitely bounced back. The energy from Draymond Green from Jump Street.
That first play.
Forcing that jump ball with Al Horford.
Right.
That set the tone for them.
Right.
I think that energy, from his energy, built the whole team, just go at the Boston Celtics.
Right. Right.
And they, even though Klay Thompson had an off night,
second game in a
row, the Golden State Warriors still found a way to win the game. Right.
Well, the chef was cooking.
Oh, most definitely.
The chef was cooking. They got some great highlights from Jordan Poole.
Yes.
He had a nice half court shot at the half, I believe that was, right?
Yeah, at the half. No, it was the end of and in the third quarter.
Into the third quarter.
Right. Going to the fourth.
Okay.
Because the Draymond and Jaylen Brown altercation started like 55 seconds left of the second quarter, going to half.
Okay.
So yeah, that Jordan Poole shot was ridiculous. That was from half, almost. It was literally from half court.
Well, I mean, the Celtics, had a wonderful fourth quarter in Game 1. You would have thought that they would have been able to carry it over into Game 2. We knew that it was going to be a little tougher,
right?
Because the Warriors couldn't afford to lose Game 2 just outright from just the momentum that the Celtics had built. And you knew they were going to do something, but I don't think anybody knew it was going to be so mental. It was more of a mental thing than it was just, the physical. It was physical, but they mentally took them out of it.
Right.
So it was interesting to see that that happened, and Boston has to make adjustments going back home to the TD Garden to get things back on track for themselves. And they left there with that split, so they now have the home court advantage.
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to take control of the series with a win, a game 3, and they can make this their own series. I mean, they've surprised people throughout the playoffs with certain games that they have had with Milwaukee and with Miami. They've been able to shift the momentum back in their favor after taking some hits. So I like to see what they can do to put together a good game tonight and get their role players back on point. What do you say?
Yeah. It was good that they took game 1 instead of going 0-2.
Right.
It was very, very, very important that they got game 1, to open up the finals. We all know they're a good team on the road,
right?
But they have to step up being a good home team.
They've had problems at home.
Yes, they had problems at home. They could have closed it out against Miami in Game 6 in their home court,
right?
But the energy has to be there for them. Okay. They have to have better energy. I feel like their energy was a little low in Game 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was real good in Game 1. That's how they won the game. But in Game 2, I realized the energy was very low. Marcus Smart wasn't himself like he was in Game 1. Al Horford. Derek White is still playing well. But
he was a little less polished in Game 2. I mean, He had 21 points in Game 1. He was very aggressive.
Right.
He was hitting the 3.
Mm-hmm.
He finished Game 2 with 12 points.
I mean, he shot the ball well. He shot 2 for 4 from 3.
Right.
And he shot 4 for 13 from the field.
That's the problem.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't able to get to his spots. They really pressed these guys.
Yeah.
All over the floor. They didn't allow them to do the things that they were doing. They were in control of Game 1. They were doing things that, you see guys do in scrimmages and workouts and stuff.
Right.
I mean, they were getting away with a lot of things. As far as their shooting was concerned, they were able to get off, without a problem. And the Warriors came back and really put a push on them in the second game.
I mean, I thought we was gonna see a good performance from Al Horford.
Right.
Last game he had 26 points. He shot 6 for 8 from 3. Game 2 he was only 1 for 4 from the field, and he didn't take no threes. So
okay.
Same thing with Smart. Smart was 0 for 3 from 3, and 1 for 6 from the field. So that Golden State Warriors defense has stepped up in Game 2.
Right.
That kind of pressured the Celtics. But, I was very happy to see Jason Tatum bounce back from the game he had.
Right.
He shot 6 for 9 from 3, 8 for 19 from the field, 28 points. He did what he had to do. Jaylen Brown also did well too. He shot 3 for 9 from 3, 5 for 17 from the field. He did what he had to do. But it has to be not just them two. It has to be the whole team.
Right.
Even the role players, they got to step up. I should have saw more from Grant Williams, more from Derek White and Peyton Pritchard.
I mean, you have a so-called a big two, or you got a duo that you really are depending on to help your team.
Right.
Now they can get 45, 50, 55, 60 combined, but the role players have to be a part of what's going on.
Right.
They have to be a part of it. And we say Al Horford and Grant Williams and Marcus Smart combined for 10 points. That's not going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
You could throw in Robert Williams. That's 12 points now.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 points matches what Derek White gave them. That's 4 guys, 5 guys. Mm-hmm. And you're not getting anything out of them. 24 points out of 5 guys that you depend on during a game.
Especially in the finals.
In the finals. This is not
regular season. It's not the first round. This is the NBA finals.
Finals.
This is to win the championship.
Right.
And you're going to come out with guys combined with 12 points? It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So I expect them to step up way better than they did in game 2.
Right.
I mean, all the guys.
Right.
We're still going to see what Tatum does. Still going to see what Jaylen Brown does. I expect Al Horford, Smart, and even Derek White to step up.
Right.
You know?
Derek White.
I think 12 points is not enough for Derek White.
Right. Derek White has to be more aggressive. I think that's all it was with him.
All the guys got to be more aggressive.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
All the guys, they wasn't aggressive.
Right. The thing about these guys during this playoffs, they haven't really protected home. That's the thing that's concerning. They haven't protected home. In the last 2 series, they're 3-4. At the TD Garden.
Wow.
So being 3-4 is they've made up for it on the road, but you've got to do better at home.
Yeah.
With that crowd who's got your back, you've got to do better at home. You have to do better at home. And
I mean, I'll say they did well at home when they swept the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
And they thinking, we can do the same thing with the Milwaukee Bucks, with the Miami Heat.
Right.
Those are 2 teams that are tough, physical.
Right.
So, I mean, 3-4 at home is not good. The one good thing about them is that they haven't lost back-to-back games since March 30th.
Right. That's what I was going to mention. That's a big deal.
That's a real big deal.
That's a big deal. They know how to bounce back from a bad game. That is one of their things that's part of the culture. And they can get some stuff, adjusted. And the only concern I have is how they were affected mentally during game 2 by Draymond. Now,
they look scared when Draymond came out of,
It was crazy because, you figure guys, hey, we're going to play ball. We out here hooping. And, but Dre had that crazy look in his eye, like, no, don't come nowhere near me.
Right.
You put up something, I'm going to knock you down. Mm-hmm. And you're looking for some help from the referees, and they're like, hey, what do you want us to do? Go on and fight him. But the coach, made a nice statement today, I believe it was today or yesterday, that he said that if that's who you are, then you play like that. Yeah, he doesn't want guys trying to step up and want to, be that kind of player, that tough kind of player, and that, trying to go after Draymond. If that's not in your culture as a person, don't try to do it. It's going to mess up your game.
Who says that?
Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka, okay.
Yes, he said that. Coach wants them to play the way they play. Don't try to be somebody else.
Right.
Be yourself.
Just because Draymond over here talking,
right?
All that try like he always does, doesn't mean you come into that and you do the same.
Right,
thing.
because it's messing you up.
It mess up your mental.
Your mental, exactly.
And that's what it did to the Boston Celtics in game 2. It messed up their mental. you know?
Right.
From
And
Draymond just going at him and talking trash and all that.
he has a tough guy and Smart. He's got, guys that can get physical,
Right.
but
Yeah.
if it's somebody who's it's not in their nature, don't be something you're not. And this is what he's telling these guys, and I understand that.
They just gotta have to play the way they always played.
Right.
You know?
Stay in your lane, play your game.
Right.
And then we'll see what happens. Draymond, he's been making a lot of noise. He's been challenging the referees, daring the referees, to do something, and they've fallen back. Now, how long that can go on, I don't know. Is he going to settle down and get back to the business at hand? We'll see. Because eventually, they're going to go to the league office on it. And there's not a lot of time to work it and to make that happen, but they're going to act swiftly.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to act swiftly because there's not much in the left of the series. We've got potentially, we're still looking at 6 games, and that's it. If a team goes on a run for 3 games, it's over.
Yeah.
So this can be over in 5. It can be over in 6, or we can go to 7. We'll see what happens.
I'm still thinking it's going to go to 7.
Well, I am too, but that all depends on what they're going to do.
You're right.
Can the Celtics prevail and start to force things back on the other side with Golden State? Then the adjustment will come from them, and then we'll see what happens, and we go from there. But interesting stuff. I really like that. That Boston hasn't lost 2 in a row.
That's the good thing about them. They have not lost.
That's huge.
I mean, especially since March 30th.
Yeah.
That's 3 months ago.
Yeah.
They have lost. They haven't lost. Back-to-back games. That's 3 months. So for them to finish the season, not losing back-to-back games.
Right.
It's a good thing for them. So that just tells you, I expect the Celtics to bounce back tonight in their home floor.
Right.
I expect them to, the energy from them and from the fans is going to help them win. And one thing they got to do is always not turn the ball over.
Exactly.
They had 19 turnovers in game 2. Golden State only had 12.
Oh, boy. That's reverting back to
and also
bad games anyway. So that's
yeah. I mean, Boston had 33 points off turnovers from Golden State, and Golden State only had 15 points off turnovers. But
they just other things happen.
Boston just had to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, Golden State had 15 steals, and Boston only had 5.
Wow.
Golden State had 40 points in the paint, and Boston only had 24.
There you go. You go.
Yeah.
That's it. That sums it up.
Mm-hmm.
That sums it up right there. A lot is said for that inside play.
Just because Steph Curry can shoot the 3 don't mean he can attack the basket and finish at the rim.
Right.
So you have to make the decision on defensively what you're going to do.
Because he will break you down.
Oh, yeah.
He will break you down and go to the basket.
Yeah, man. And one thing I did realize is only 3 guys from Boston was in double figures. Two of the starters was in double figures.
Right.
For Golden State, 4 guys in double figures. 1 guy in double figures off the bench. Curry had 29 points. Klay Thompson had 11 points. Wiggins had 11 points. Kevon Looney had 12. And Jordan Poole had 17 off the bench. So that also explains it too.
Right.
5 guys in double figures over 3 guys. So, I mean,
Yeah, that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
yeah.
Tells you everything you need to know about that series. Well, when we get to the close, we will be making those predictions on Game 3. And we're going to move on in a moment.
We got some breaking news. Cooper Cupp and the Rams agreed on a 3-year extension that ties him to LA for the next 5 years at $110 million.
That's a nice
Wow.
bag. That's a nice bag.
Reigning Super Bowl MVP.
Right. Cooper Cupp.
Cooper Cupp, he did his thing.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's deserved it.
He deserves it.
It's deserved.
The whole team played well.
Right. There were no flaws. There weren't any flaws in that game. They did their thing. And Cooper Cupp deserves the bag.
Yep.
Some other news. Sources confirm the Bulls have interest in Rudy Gobert. And there's a lot of buzz going on around the Jazz.
Yeah.
After Quinn Snyder stepped down. There's coaching rumors going around. And there's rumors about players being moved. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the Jazz. There's a rumor that Donovan Mitchell will be heading back to New York at some point. But nothing is confirmed right now. But the Bulls are looking at Rudy Gobert. That's a big deal. Wouldn't want them to lose Vooch, but Gobert would be he would be trending out there with the block shots, and who knows, they may put him into the offense a little bit. Let's see what happens.
See what happens.
But
it's going to be an interesting off season. Very interesting.
Yeah, and we just want to let you know. We want to let you know that we're not just a basketball podcast. We don't. That's something that he and I can agree on.
Yes.
So there's some of the versus things will be. It could be internal of the basketball games because I'm taking the Warriors and he's taking the Boston Celtics. Oh, and yes, that's right. You're taking the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
So, I mean, we do have a nice versus here, but we do agree on the love of basketball. But we talk football. We talk music. We talk art. We talk a lot of different things. So you're going to hear a lot of different things. I'm glad he brought up Cooper Cupp so we can keep moving around to other sports as well. We'll be talking about a lot of different things on the show. So I want to just throw in that the New York Yankees and the New York Mets are at the top of their leagues right now.
Yes, sir.
The Rangers are doing their thing in the NHL. Yeah. So we're well versed.
We're very proud of the 3 New York teams taking over the league.
Their leagues right now, yes. So well, we're going to get into some more basketball right now, getting in shape for this game 3 tonight. We're going to go back to the NBA. Darvin Hamm was introduced last week as the new head coach of the Lakers. And at his presser, he had some things to say about what he has in mind for the team as far as their court time, their usage, and what he was expecting of them. So there's some things to talk about there. You know, Darvin has expectations. I'm sure Jeannie Buss has expectations. And Rob Pelinka has expectations. And then let's hope they're all on the same page. So what do you have to say about the press conference?
Well, I know there was a lot of concerns about what Russell Westbrook's role is going to be.
Right.
And Darvin said that him and Russell Westbrook did have conversations together. And, they said the most important thing they talk about is having sacrifice.
Sacrifice, right.
Sacrifice is very important, in any sport.
Right.
Giving all you got on the court.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, meaning you as an individual have to give up some of those things that turn you on as a player in whatever sport for the sake of the team. You can't win a chip by yourself. You can't pass the ball to yourself.
Right.
So, talking about sacrifice, and especially at the place they are right now, I mean, coming off the type of season they had, I think it's a good thing that these guys get that kind of rapport from the new coach coming in and trying to establish a new culture, or getting back to the old culture, before this group came in. So where do you think Russ's head is at on that particular, piece of information he was given?
I mean, I think it gave him light and gave him joy, knowing that he can do what it takes to help the team win.
Okay, because
along with LeBron and AD and all the other guys,
right? I mean, while other people are looking at Russ, with a sneer and wanted him to move on, it looks like Darvin is willing to, or under the guise of what Jeannie and Rob want, they can't move him right away. So
yeah,
we've got to make the best of it and get what we can get some value out of Russ. And I think if Russ becomes comfortable in a role, he can do better than what he did this past season. I mean, he didn't shoot well, but
I mean, we all know what Russ can do.
Russ is an attack monster. So
yeah,
put him in attack mode and then see what happens.
I mean, we all wish we can see him as the old Russ, but that's what people expected him to be, the old Russ, last season.
Right.
When he came to LA, but when you come to a new team, you have to get used to the system, get used to your new teammates. What role you're gonna play. So now that they have gelled together, we're gonna see how it's gonna be, next season.
But have they really gelled? I mean, well, that was Frank Vogel's vision for the team.
I think Darvin Hamm can, make the guys gel together.
Right. Okay.
One, good thing that he said about what he's looking for to do with the team, I have a quote, is sharing the load, sacrificing, and depending on one another.
Okay.
I think depending and sacrificing on one another is gonna help you win.
Okay. Well, I mean, they want a commitment to defense. So I mean, that was his quote, was we have to commit to the defensive side of the ball.
And also, one thing he said about what he wants Russell Westbrook to be back being a pit bull on the defensive end.
Okay.
Also, we all know Russ is a good defensive player.
Well, he was early on. I mean, he was a ball hawk early on. He was getting in the passing lanes when he was with OKC. Early on, he was really pushing the envelope on D. He was getting up in guys. He's older now. I mean, can he
still do it?
Can he still do it? At that point, is he going to have that lateral burst?
I mean, his energy back in OKC, his energy was ridiculous.
It was on
no matter what it was. No matter if he played defense or getting rebound or pushing the ball in a fast break, passing, shooting his mid range, or even attacking the basket. He was always aggressive. He was always aggressive on both ends of the court. now that he's older now, let's see what if he still has that energy that he had.
Right. That's the thing.
And a lot of people was talking all that talk about Westbrook last season,
Yeah.
And I also a quote from Darvin Hamm. He said, "Don't get it messed up. Russ is one of the best players we have ever seen, and there's still a ton left in that tank. And I don't know why people tend to write him off." He said he's gonna approach him like he do every player he has ever encountered.
Okay.
He said that they're going to talk about running habits with the ball and without the ball.
Right.
And the rhythm of the team and trying to establish a rhythm.
Okay.
I think it's going to work well. I think the Lakers are going to have a better season than they had last season.
Well, I think I believe that they have to start to bring down LeBron's minutes.
You think so?
I think so, because you don't want to wear him out. You need him more at the end of the season and at the end of games more so than you need him in the mid part. Or you know,
I agree.
I think somewhere at 8 minutes a quarter per se will come out to 32 minutes, 33 minutes a game. He can do a lot with that time.
But yeah, I think he needs more minutes, towards the end of the season, like going into the playoffs.
Yeah, going into the playoffs, you might want to give him a little more.
Yeah.
But, they're talking about shortening the season, but, guys, getting in his age, they need to manage their time better. Coaches need to manage these players' times better.
Also, taking care of their bodies better.
Well, nobody does it like him, from what we hear.
Yeah.
Especially
at his age.
He spends a lot of money.
Yeah.
Getting his body together for each season. So, I don't know. This guy, he's a workout monster, according to the reports.
But I'm really looking forward to AD staying healthy the whole season.
Right. I'd like to see what he does with Rashid.
Yes.
Rashid was one of the better rangy power forward types.
Similar to Anthony Davis?
Right. He was similar because he could step out, hit the long shot, and he would take you inside and dunk on you too. Mm-hmm. Rashid could get tough when he wanted to.
Now, was he on that championship team in 2004 with the Pistons?
He's with the Pistons at that time.
Okay.
Right. Ham was coming off the bench. He was a reserve.
I think them two together, that from that relationship they had with Detroit.
Right.
I think, it was best for him to bring Rashid, because Rashid has that energy as a coach.
Right.
To get on those guys like, yo, let's go. Pick it up.
Right. You worked under Rashid for a short period of time. We're not going to talk about that today, but
yeah, I have.
You had a little relationship there as well. So let's see. Rashid, I think, will definitely help Davis, but now whoever's handling his body, his trainers, whoever's on his team, who's working on keeping him healthy or getting him healthy, he should be ready to go for the coming season. Mm-hmm. But let's see, if they can keep him upright.
Yeah. When I was watching the video of Darvin Ham's press conference, one of the reporters asked him, about them staying healthy. He said, he's going to talk to the performance trainers,
right,
and tell them, what to do, and hopefully that will help, Anthony Davis to stay healthy. And not just him, the whole team to stay healthy. You know what I mean? And, LeBron was even hurt during the season.
Right.
And AD, he would, he always gets hurt. But, hopefully, the performance trainers, step up with what they do.
Right.
And help these guys stay healthy for the whole season.
Well, I hope so. Hope so for the Lakers' sake, because the Laker fans will they will erupt
Yeah.
if they come out the same way again. That's going to be tough in LA.
Yeah, Lakers fans are no
They're
joke.
very passionate. They're very
Yes.
passionate.
Yes, they are.
So
But I think the Lakers are going to be a very physical team,
mhm.
because, Darvin Ham, he was physical.
Right.
I heard Rob said, when Darvin Ham as a player, he did the little things.
Right.
And I think the little things would help the Lakers as well. Darvin Ham is a physical guy. He would dunk on you.
Mm-hmm.
He would get the rebound. I think, what he did with Giannis helped Giannis getting those boards,
Right.
attacking,
Getting around the rim,
right, being physical, and that's what how good of a player Giannis is. And I think Darvin Ham being the head coach for these guys, he would help them be more physical,
mm-hmm.
more committed to what they have to do.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it.
That sounds good. Okay. Well, I like to get to my game 3 predictions. I don't know if you're ready yet. You have any more on Darvin? Are you ready to get to this?
I'm ready to go.
You ready?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I will say for game 3, let's see, we have the Warriors going into TD Garden tonight. And I believe that swing of momentum by the Dubs, it just feels different to me. It feels different. And I think that the Celtics will come out fired up and be up to retaliating, try to match the physicality that they received, in San Francisco. But I think in the end, the Warriors will edge them out. They will take game 3.
You think so?
And I say it's somewhere between 7 and 8 points. That's where I think it's going to be at.
All right. That's an interesting prediction by my father.
I think that the Warriors.
So you're thinking the Celtics going to lose back-to-back games?
For the first time in a long while.
Okay.
For the first time in a long while. But I think that, I'm going to stretch it a little further. I think they'll bounce back from that and take game 4 to push just to that 7-game series.
Okay. I definitely believe what Boston can do. I believe that they're not going to lose back-to-back games.
Okay.
So I got the Celtics winning game 3. I think they're going to get back to what they normally do, playing Boston Celtic basketball.
Okay.
They're going to be very physical. The crowd, the energy from the crowd is going to help them as well.
Another insane crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no joke in there in the TD Garden as well.
That's true.
But I'm going to take the Celtics winning by 9.
Okay.
It's gonna be a back and forth game.
Right.
I think the guys that didn't play as well in game 2 is gonna step up, and be aggressive. And I think Boston is not gonna turn the ball over that much. I think Ime Udoka told them guys, don't turn the ball over that much.
Right. They got to control that ball.
They could shoot the ball too, so that's not a problem for them.
Right.
And they got to do better on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the guys scoring off the paint.
Mm-hmm.
You see, they only scored 24 points in the paint, and Golden State scored 40 points in the paint. So they got to do better defending the paint and getting more rebounds. But I believe the Celtics gonna bounce back.
Okay.
And I think they're going to win game 3. I think Golden State is going to take game 4, but Boston's going to take game 3.
Okay. So we flip on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna take you on that one. I'm sticking with the Dubs for tonight. I think they're gonna break that hex of the back-to-back hex, and I think that they're gonna knock them off tonight. So I don't, I believe that the Celtics will play well.
Oh yeah,
I think they're going to play well. I know they're going to bounce back from what happened out there, but I don't think they're going to pull it out tonight.
Okay.
And they'll recover. They'll recover the next game, but not tonight. I'm taking the Dubs.
And I'm taking the C's.
Okay. All right.
I think, they had enough time to recover their body.
Right.
Especially Robert Williams.
Mm-hmm.
With that knee. For him to be playing through pain has it just tell you there's no excuses, man. There's no excuses. He's doing whatever it takes for his team to win.
Right. He's trying.
And I think them having that rest of, recovering their body, I think they're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, that extra day is very helpful in the finals, boy.
Yeah. I think that's gonna help them a lot. So we'll see how it's gonna be tonight. But I got the C's, man.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay, as you can see, we both have a different take on Game 3. This is what happens sometimes out here. And we like to end episode 3 with a shout out to Junior Gaines,
The Elephant,
and Romeo Mintz. We want to thank you for coming to the Lion's Den and taking the time to listen to the episode.
Be a part of our old school versus new school debate.
Leave a comment on an old school topic
or a new school one, or just your thoughts on the episode.
Peace, love, dove.
And blessings to everybody.
Yeah, so don't change with the weather. My mind warps and beats most away.